Toxic substances can sneak into daily life in ways most people never notice, quietly attacking the nerves and slowly changing the way the body functions. Today, we are uncovering one of the most dangerous poisons that experts warn is capable of destroying nerves and leading to neuropathy, a condition that causes numbness, burning sensations, tingling, and pain that grows worse over time. This poison is not rare, and it is not always obvious. It can be found in ordinary foods, drinks, and even some common habits that seem harmless, silently accumulating in the body until the damage becomes noticeable. By the end of this video, viewers will learn exactly what this nerve-destroying toxin is, how it affects the nervous system, who is most at risk, and the early warning signs that should never be ignored. We will also discuss scientifically backed methods to reduce exposure and protect the nerves before irreversible damage occurs, offering practical advice that can be applied in daily life. Staying until the end is important because we will reveal hidden factors that doctors say many people overlook, showing how tiny lifestyle adjustments can make a significant difference in preventing or slowing the progression of neuropathy. This is not just a story about danger, but also about empowerment, giving viewers the knowledge to protect themselves and their loved ones from a condition that quietly robs the body of normal sensation and comfort. The information shared in this video is based on the latest research and medical advice, presented in a simple, easy-to-understand way so anyone can follow along and take meaningful steps toward better nerve health. Every part of this video is designed to answer critical questions that most people are unaware of, from what exactly triggers nerve damage to the subtle signs that often go unnoticed in the early stages. By knowing these details, viewers can recognize the problem early, seek appropriate care, and implement strategies to reduce harm. We will uncover connections between diet, lifestyle, and nerve health, exploring how ordinary choices can either increase risk or provide protection, and why some people develop neuropathy faster than others. The focus is on delivering accurate, practical, and sometimes surprising insights that are not widely discussed, but are essential for understanding how the body reacts to this toxin over time. Viewers will gain clarity on how nerves are affected at a cellular level, what happens when the protective layers around nerves weaken, and how inflammation contributes to pain, tingling, and numbness. The video will also highlight common mistakes people make that unknowingly expose them to this poison and practical steps to counteract it before it causes long-term damage. Throughout this journey, attention will be drawn to lesser-known facts and recent findings that even some patients who think they are careful may not be aware of, creating a sense of urgency while also providing hope and actionable guidance. By understanding the warning signs, viewers can monitor their own health, catch problems early, and prevent neuropathy from progressing to a stage that severely impacts quality of life. The story unfolds with a careful balance of suspense and factual information, emphasizing the seriousness of the condition while keeping the explanation clear and straightforward, making complex science simple and relatable. With each segment, viewers will feel more informed and prepared, learning not only what is happening in the body, but also why it matters and how to respond effectively. Staying engaged until the end ensures that the entire picture becomes clear, connecting the dots between the toxin, nerve damage, symptoms, risk factors, and protective strategies. This video is an invitation to take control, to recognize hidden dangers that are often overlooked, and to understand the powerful influence of small, consistent choices on long-term nerve. Every insight shared is meant to equip viewers with knowledge that can prevent suffering, improve comfort, and enhance overall well-being. This is a critical opportunity to learn something life-changing, to protect the body from a slow, silent threat, and to make informed decisions that safeguard the nerve. Welcome to our channel, where we bring you carefully researched, medically accurate information presented in a way that is easy to understand, practical, and actionable. Subscribe now to stay updated with content that can make a real difference in your health, and stay tuned because this video will reveal facts and warnings that are essential for anyone who wants to protect their nerves and maintain a healthy, active life. Nerves are the silent messengers of the body, carrying signals from the brain to every part of the body and back, telling muscles when to move, organs when to function, and sensations when to alert you to danger or pleasure. When these delicate pathways start to fail, the effects are immediate, confusing, and often painful. Neuropathy is a condition that develops when the nerves themselves become damaged, weakened, or inflamed, and it can affect any part of the nervous system. The symptoms are subtle at first, beginning with slight tingling or a faint numbness in the fingers or toes that most people dismiss as fatigue or a temporary imbalance in circulation. Over time, these sensations intensify into burning, stabbing, or constant discomfort, sometimes making simple daily tasks like walking, holding a cup, or even typing extremely difficult. Pain can radiate through the extremities, spreading unpredictably, and in some cases, the nerves fail to send proper signals at all, resulting in profound numbness and weakness. Unlike injuries that heal, neuropathy tends to worsen gradually if the underlying cause is not addressed, slowly eroding the ability of the nerves to function normally and affecting overall quality of life. The danger of neuropathy lies in the fact that it often develops silently, creeping into the body over months or years without obvious warning, and by the time clear symptoms appear, nerve damage may already be significant and harder to reverse. One of the most alarming contributors to this condition is a poison that most people unknowingly consume every day, a substance that has been identified by medical experts as highly toxic to the nervous system. This poison is not some exotic chemical or rare industrial compound, but rather something that can be found in everyday foods, drinks, and even in certain habits that appear harmless. Doctors warn that its danger comes not from a single exposure, but from repeated cumulative intake, gradually building up in the body until it reaches a level that begins to destroy nerve cells, inflame nerve tissues, and impair the normal communication channels that nerves rely on to function. The effects are insidious, often appearing as minor discomforts, slight weakness, or sporadic tingling that people tend to ignore, never realizing that these are early signals of long-term nerve damage. Over time, as the poison accumulates, it can strip away the protective coating that insulates nerves, much like the way an electric wire loses its plastic covering, leaving the delicate fibers vulnerable to inflammation, irritation, and loss of proper signal transmission. Blood flow to the nerves can also be reduced, depriving them of essential nutrients and oxygen, which further accelerates degeneration and the onset of severe symptoms. The poison's impact is not selective. It can affect the sensory nerves that control touch, the motor nerves that control movement, and even the autonomic nerves that regulate essential body functions such as digestion, heart rate, and sweating, making its reach both broad and devastating. Certain groups are particularly vulnerable to this silent threat. Older adults are at higher risk because nerve function naturally declines with age, and the cumulative effects of environmental toxins, diet, and lifestyle habits over decades leave them more susceptible. Diabetics face additional dangers. Elevated blood sugar levels already stress nerve pathways, making them more sensitive to the harmful effects of toxins. Individuals with poor dietary habits often lack the vitamins and minerals necessary to repair nerve tissue and protect against oxidative damage, while alcohol users introduce another layer of toxicity that further weakens nerve function. Even people with vitamin deficiencies alone, particularly deficiencies in B vitamins that are critical for nerve health, can experience accelerated damage when combined with exposure to this poison. The scary part is that exposure is often so routine that it is almost invisible. It does not come with immediate obvious consequences, so people continue consuming it daily, unaware of the slow but steady destruction occurring inside their bodies. Early signs are easy to miss or dismiss: a slight numbness in the toes, occasional burning in the hands, or a subtle loss of grip strength. These warnings can be scattered and inconsistent, and because they do not immediately prevent daily life, they are often ignored. Yet, at the microscopic level, nerves are deteriorating. Protective myelin sheaths begin to thin or break down, inflammation flares up in small nerve fibers, and microcirculation to nerve endings decreases. These changes disrupt the ability of the nervous system to accurately detect and relay sensations, leading to tingling pins and needles or episodes of sharp, unpredictable pain. Eventually, if exposure continues, this can escalate to more severe consequences: chronic neuropathic pain, muscle weakness, imbalance, difficulty walking, and in extreme cases, loss of function in affected limbs. The progression is gradual, which makes it all the more dangerous because there is often no single moment of dramatic onset, only the slow accumulation of subtle signs that people may write off as normal fatigue, aging, or minor irritations. Scientific studies have shown that the combined effects of this poison, vitamin deficiencies, and lifestyle factors can accelerate nerve degeneration, meaning that even small amounts consumed consistently over time are enough to create serious damage. The poison affects the nervous system at multiple levels, inflaming nerve tissues, interfering with cellular repair processes, and compromising the very pathways that the body relies on to feel, move, and respond to the environment. While the damage may start in the peripheral nerves, the nerves that reach the hands and feet, it can eventually impact other systems, creating a ripple effect of dysfunction throughout the body. The subtlety of this damage is what makes it so insidious, and why awareness is the most important first step in prevention. People most at risk may not even realize their vulnerability, because exposure is often normalized by diet, habits, or cultural practices, creating a false sense of safety. Those with existing health conditions, such as diabetes, chronic inflammation, or poor circulation, are already operating with compromised nerve function, and the addition of this poison can tip the balance from minor symptoms to debilitating neuropathy. Lifestyle patterns also play a major role. People who rely on processed foods, sugary drinks, or substances that are high in chemical additives are unknowingly introducing this nerve-damaging agent into their bodies on a consistent basis. Alcohol use can amplify the poison's effects, and poor diet deprives the body of the essential nutrients needed for creating a perfect storm for nerve injury. Even subtle deficiencies, such as a lack of vitamin B12, magnesium, or other essential micronutrients, can leave nerves unprotected and more susceptible to damage from toxins. Experts emphasize that nerve damage does not happen overnight. It is a gradual process, one that can take months or even years to manifest noticeably, but the microscopic changes are already occurring long before visible symptoms appear. The myelin sheath that wraps around nerve fibers begins to deteriorate, inflammation sets in at the cellular level, and the blood vessels supplying nutrients to these nerves narrow or lose efficiency. Over time, this compromises the ability of nerves to transmit electrical signals, leading to the tingling, burning, numbness, and pain commonly associated with neuropathy. The combination of cumulative exposure, poor diet, age-related decline, and existing health issues means that certain individuals are walking a fine line between minor symptoms and irreversible without even realizing it. Because the poison is legal, widely available, and often hidden in everyday items, many people continue to consume it day after day, unaware that their nerves are under constant assault. Recognizing the problem early requires paying attention to subtle changes in sensation, strength, and coordination. Nighttime tingling in the feet, burning in the hands, loss of grip, difficulty balancing, or increased sensitivity to touch are all red flags that should never be ignored. Medical professionals warn that once symptoms become pronounced, recovery becomes slower and more challenging, reinforcing the importance of early awareness and action. The toxin works in multiple ways to harm the nervous system. It triggers inflammation in nerve fibers, reducing their ability to communicate effectively. It erodes the protective myelin sheath, which is essential for fast and accurate signal transmission. It impairs blood flow to nerve endings, cutting off oxygen and essential nutrients, leaving nerves more vulnerable to further injury. The result is a chain reaction of damage that starts subtly but intensifies over time, eventually leading to noticeable dysfunction and chronic discomfort. Individuals who are older, diabetic, malnourished, deficient in key vitamins, or regular consumers of alcohol are at an elevated risk because their nerve health is already compromised. The addition of this poison accelerates degeneration and increases the likelihood of severe neuropathy, making prevention and awareness critical. Every day, ordinary people unknowingly consume this substance, combining it with other risk factors, and unknowingly putting their nervous system on a slow path toward damage. Experts stress that the key to protection lies in early detection, awareness of symptoms, and lifestyle changes that reduce exposure while providing essential nutrients to support nerve repair. While the effects are gradual, understanding the mechanisms behind nerve damage and recognizing who is most vulnerable creates a powerful opportunity for prevention. The body is capable of repair and adaptation, especially when steps are taken early, but if the poison continues to accumulate, nerve injury becomes increasingly difficult to reverse. By identifying the poison, understanding how it damages nerves, and knowing who is at risk, individuals can take proactive measures that may prevent long-term suffering, improve daily function, and preserve quality of life. Awareness and small, consistent actions can significantly reduce exposure and support the nervous system in maintaining strength, sensation, and coordination over time. The stakes are high because nerves control not just movement and sensation, but essential bodily functions, and protecting them is critical to overall health and independence. Subtle signals often emerge before neuropathy becomes obvious. Small disturbances in sensation that many people dismiss as minor irritations or temporary fatigue. But these early warning signs are the body's way of signaling that nerves are under attack and damage is beginning to accumulate. Nighttime tingling in the feet or hands is one of the most common indicators, a faint buzzing or prickling sensation that interrupts sleep, often so mild that it is ignored, yet it reflects the initial stages of nerve dysfunction. Pins and needles, another early symptom, appear when the normal communication between nerves and muscles starts to falter, creating a sensation of tiny needles pricking the skin, or a feeling of numbness mixed with discomfort, sometimes in isolated areas, sometimes spreading across the extremities. Cold or burning sensations in the feet or hands can also appear unexpectedly, leaving the skin sensitive to temperature changes and making it difficult to feel normal sensations accurately. Weakness in grip or loss of coordination in the hands signals that motor nerves are already affected, and small tasks such as holding a pen, opening a jar, or typing may begin to require extra effort, often without the person realizing that these small frustrations are connected to nerve health. Balance issues, including unsteady walking or a tendency to stumble, often develop gradually as sensory nerves in the legs fail to accurately communicate position and pressure to the brain, increasing the risk of falls, injuries, and a loss of confidence in movement. Recognizing these symptoms early is critical because they provide the first opportunity to intervene before the damage becomes more severe and harder to reverse. At the same time, it is important to address these warnings without creating panic. Understanding that the nervous system can repair itself, particularly in the early stages, allows people to respond with informed actions, lifestyle changes, and medical guidance rather than fear. Early-stage nerve damage may be reversible if exposure to the underlying poison is reduced or eliminated, if the body receives the nutrients necessary to support nerve repair, and if lifestyle adjustments are made to enhance overall health. In contrast, late-stage damage, when nerves have already lost significant myelin insulation or when blood flow to the nerves has been impaired for years, becomes more difficult to correct, making prevention and early detection crucial. Doctors emphasize that even modest improvements, such as improving diet, increasing vitamin intake, managing blood sugar, or removing known toxins from daily routines, can make a meaningful difference in halting progression and, in some cases, restoring function. Recovery is rarely instantaneous, but with consistent effort, proper guidance, and attention to the body's signals, many people can experience improvement in symptoms, reduced pain, and regained sensation over time, providing hope that nerve health is not permanently lost at the first sign of trouble. Medical experts recommend avoidance strategies that are practical and realistic, focusing on removing or minimizing exposure to the poison without resorting to extreme measures, scare tactics, or fear-based decisions. Safer alternatives exist for many of the substances, habits, and dietary components that introduce nerve-damaging toxins into the body, and adopting these options consistently can reduce cumulative damage while allowing normal daily routines to continue. Nutrients such as B vitamins, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and antioxidants play a critical role in supporting nerve repair, maintaining the integrity of the myelin sheath, reducing inflammation, and improving blood flow to nerve tissues, and integrating these into the diet or supplements under professional guidance can enhance recovery and long-term nerve protection. Lifestyle corrections, including moderate exercise, proper sleep, avoiding excessive alcohol, and managing chronic health conditions, create an environment in which nerves can heal and function optimally, reducing the risk of further damage and promoting overall well-being. Doctors warn repeatedly that this poison is legal, widely consumed, and often underestimated, meaning that many people are unknowingly putting their nervous system at risk on a daily basis. The misconception that neuropathy is a normal part of aging leads many to ignore early symptoms, accepting numbness, tingling, or burning sensations as inevitable rather than treatable warnings. In reality, nerve damage is not a natural consequence of getting older, and proactive steps can prevent or mitigate the progression of neuropathy. Paying attention to small signs, taking immediate action to remove toxins, supporting the body with proper nutrients, and adopting lifestyle strategies that promote nerve health are all essential measures recommended by medical professionals. Understanding that recovery is possible but dependent on timing, consistency, and awareness creates a sense of urgency without inducing fear, empowering people to take control of their health before irreversible damage occurs. This combination of early detection, informed action, and ongoing care forms the foundation for protecting the nervous system from this pervasive poison. Every moment of inattention allows the toxin to continue affecting nerves, gradually eroding their function, but every conscious change, no matter how small, can slow or even reverse the process, highlighting the importance of vigilance, knowledge, and proactive steps. Patients are encouraged to monitor sensations in their hands and feet, maintain a balanced and nutrient-rich diet, reduce exposure to harmful substances, and seek medical advice when subtle symptoms appear. By taking these actions, it is possible to stabilize nerve function, improve sensation, reduce discomfort, and in many cases restore lost capabilities. This approach emphasizes practical, realistic solutions rather than fear, showing that while the poison is dangerous, the body is not powerless, and knowledge combined with consistent action can shift the trajectory from deterioration to recovery. Awareness of the poison's presence, combined with attention to warning signs and adoption of supportive lifestyle measures, gives people the ability to protect their nervous system before significant impairment occurs. This requires diligence, observation,
and a willingness to make small but meaningful adjustments in daily habits, all of which can yield significant improvements over time. Recognizing that nerve health is not fixed and that proactive measures can alter outcomes provides both motivation and hope. By removing harmful substances, introducing essential nutrients, and making informed lifestyle changes, individuals can create an environment in which nerves are able to repair themselves, regain function, and reduce symptoms.
Right. Doctors stress that these measures are preventative, restorative, and achievable for anyone willing to pay attention, and that waiting until severe neuropathy develops makes treatment far more challenging and outcomes less predictable. The poison may be legal, common, and embedded in everyday life, but by understanding its mechanisms, watching for early warning signs, taking steps to reduce exposure, and supporting nerve repair through diet, exercise, and lifestyle adjustments, it is possible to reclaim function, comfort, and confidence in daily life. Awareness is the first line of defense, and action is the second, creating a powerful combination for protecting the nervous system against a toxin that is often underestimated and overlooked. Every subtle symptom is an opportunity to intervene, and every informed decision contributes to long-term nerve health. The key lies in recognizing the urgency without succumbing to fear, acting consistently, and trusting that the body has remarkable resilience when given the tools and environment necessary for recovery. Medical guidance, nutrient support, and lifestyle strategies together form a comprehensive approach to nerve protection, showing that while the poison is dangerous, the body is not defenseless, and neuropathy is not an unavoidable consequence of age or routine habits. Each step taken, each adjustment made, each warning sign addressed, builds towards stronger, healthier nerves, and a life less interrupted by discomfort or loss of function, emphasizing that the power to prevent and reverse damage lies in informed, deliberate, and consistent action, guided by science and expert recommendations. Doctors emphasize that ignoring these signs is the most common mistake, and that vigilance, awareness, and proactive behavior can prevent minor tingling from becoming debilitating pain, minor weakness from becoming permanent impairment, and minor balance issues from escalating into dangerous falls. This combination of knowledge, attention, and consistent corrective measures provides the best defense against made poison that otherwise acts silently, gradually undermining nerve health in ways that are difficult to detect until significant damage has occurred. Nerve health is too important to ignore, and the poison we discussed today can quietly cause serious damage if left unchecked. We've learned how it affects the nerves, the early warning signs to watch for, and the steps doctors recommend to protect and repair your nervous system. Staying aware and taking action early can make a huge difference in preventing neuropathy and maintaining a healthy, active life. Which of these warning signs surprised you the most? And are you ready to take steps to protect your nerves? Comment below and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family so they can protect their nerve health too. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more important health insights and tips that can truly change your life. Stay informed, stay healthy, and take charge of your body before small problems turn into serious ones.